Let's continue. Because anybody can fake their arrest. The defendant, known as Arifanla Jogomo Odoagba Kinsho TV Okiki Osun team, respectively, were arraigned before Justice Abimbola Awogboro on 4 counts bordering on conspiracy, cyberbullying, and defamation. The police prosecutor, Nosa Ounwago, told the court that the doom, that is the state prosecutor, because it's a crime against the state. The police prosecutor, Nosa Ounwago, told the court that the duo committed the offense between December 2023 and March 24. So the police who brought them to the court, this is their offense. They committed the offenses December 2023 and March 2024. Unwago, the police, said James Anawiye, that is Arifa and Osun TV, illegally and unlawfully published audible sound through their TikTok platform known as Arifa. That's the 2 platform known as Arifa Jogomo Odoagba and Arifa Jogomo Odoagba. He also told the court that apart from using their TikTok handle to commit the offenses, they also used other social media handles such as WhatsApp and Facebook. The prosecutor further told the court that their actions caused insult, injury, criminal intimidation, hatred, or needless anxiety to the monarch and the people of the Ikate kingdom. According to the prosecutor, the offenses committed are punishable under sections 24. You see, that section that I talk about, cyber stalking. Section 24, sub 1B, A, I of the Cyber Crimes Act 2015. Though they have abolished that section, and then another section, section 374 and 375 of the Criminal Code Laws of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 2004. I'm going to check that again as well. 374, 375. Now, however, James Anawiye pleaded not guilty to the charges against them. Following not guilty plea, the prosecutor asked the court for a trial date and urged the court to remand the defendant till the determination of the charge. So the state prosecutor had told the court to keep them, the 2 defendant, until the trial. However, the TikTokers P.O. Gongo and Elias Nwanjugu told the court that that the TikTokers lawyers, right, Gongo and Elias, told the court that they have filed their client bail application, which have been served on the prosecutor. They urged the court to admit their client to bail in the most liberal terms. The prosecutor admitted being served with the bail prosecutions and informed the court that he was not opposing it, but urged the court to use its discretion in granting the bail applications. So even the state lawyer coming to represent Obale Gushin, in this case, even, support that, yes, there should be a bail, because of their human right. Now, consequently, Justice Awogboro, that is the judge to preside over the case, Justice Awogboro, in her ruling on the bail applications, admitted each of the 2 TikTokers to bail in the sum of 100 million naira, which 2 shorties in like sum. Okay, that's each of them 100 million naira. So the judge also ordered that the shorties must be blood relations to the 2 defendants who have paid 3 years tax and with means of livelihood. The judge, however, ordered that the 2 TikTokers be remanded in the Ikoyi Correctional Center pending when they can perfect their bail terms. She adjourned the case until June 4 and 5, 2024 for further hearing. So that is the information that is reaching us right now. I don't think this is posted by any legal team. This is Punch by itself. It's posted yesterday and written by Ono Zuri. This is a very difficult situation right now. It's a very difficult situation. I don't know why they decide to make this like this. Again, this is the tactics of the government to continue to intimidate its citizens whenever they have chance to. Sam Larry and Ramali committed a lot of offense, even very much linked to the death of Mohbad, and yet we have 20 million bail term given to them. I mean, what offenses, amount to that some 100 million naira each and 2 shorties. Anyway, let's see. Let's follow up with the case in about 15, 20 days. Today's 15 right here. So let's say 20 days from now, they're going to be court hearing. So it means they're going to be kept, they cannot meet up to that bail condition, they're going to be kept there. They're going to be kept there for more 20 days till the trial begins, and their fate will be tried on what next that happens. So, but with the way that this judge has granted, with the kind of bail terms that this judge is granting, Mohbad reports today on Punch. What's the title of Chairman? Can you tell me the report so that I'll read it as well? So let's see, let their lawyer, let them, fight this, and I hope that they win the case. This is what always comes after journalists. It's not easy to do journalism. Even Kemi Olunloyo, so many times she has, there's been so many petitions against her and she's been evading it. And these things happen. It's real. It's not a joke. And that's why most time I will continue to say Baba Mohbad has legal team. And if their legal team have been listening to what people have been saying, their page was the one that should have been used to carry out a lot of all of these informations. A lot of this information that TikTokers are going to bring, okay, from the, just to serve the public. All this information should have been coming from the legal team. Baba Mohbad page should be active. And legal teams who understand what they are doing, especially Odumosun, they could have been giving out a guided information. And we have to say before they do. If we don't say that, they will not do. We have to talk before they do. Okay? So this is just one of the challenges, things to deal with. Problems do happen, challenges do come. Every period, every time challenges come. But again, we have to learn to crush challenges. What do? We have to deal with these things when they come.
Okay,
Now,
let me read what I said I saw on Linda KG blog, just to see everybody see the position where everybody is, adopting.
All right, read it, let's see. Okay. Read it, let's see.
Give me 1 second. Just pick out the comment here.
And Chairman, you can write the title of the today's Punch release so I can get it. Chairman, write it on the comment.
Somebody said here, I do not believe the pathology results. Even Oyibos get results even from bones. And that's why in Western world, they have cases called cold cases that's happened. That's happened cases ago, and results are just gotten now. And a lot of people here were saying the same thing about saying that obviously it was planned, that there's no, that story about, the saying the body was composing. Somebody said after 9 days, let Nigeria not happen to you. So I think, the position here is just affirming our truth. And Kemi Olunloyo, you're talking about her. She said on her YouTube page 2 or 3 weeks ago, she said that the results was going to be bought and that we were not going to like it. And I thought, okay, maybe it was a joke, but she said that. So for me, Paparino, they must go for their private autopsy. Anyway, no matter what they get.
Don't fast forward first. These things that you read to give, first of all, it's not coming from any professional. I will want professionals to see professionals, respond to this whole that has happened before we begin to carry it all around, because it's not good to, carry our information that are going to make people feel sick, mentally, unstable, mentally unstable. We do not want that. No. That's something we don't. I don't promote things like this because it could be from anybody. It could be from anyone who never went to Palmer disease. We don't know the credibility of that.
Okay. No
exactly. We don't want those kind of things to put it around. But what we do is that we have many pathologists in this country. Let them be approached. Let them give their own concern. They have heard it. They have seen the situation, the condition. But that in the whole of this country, we don't have pathologists that can respond to this. Only people, TikTok, only Instagrammers or YouTubers are coming to talk about bone, one cold bone or cold case. That is not what we're talking about. All cases are not the same. We want somebody who understands fully well this case. Looking at the submission that is being delivered by the government side, what is their own take on it? I mean, that is a new way to go. And our own legal team, we should be hearing from them, but we don't have any connection. We should be asking, what are the pathologists of the legal team say? That is what we should be talking about, not what one Linda, one Lincoln, whatever says. Because that
They
one
haven't
is the most
not
tampon.
responded now, Papi. They've not responded yet now, you
So
know.
let's
I'm
focus
just
on that. Yeah, no, don't worry. This one, don't do this one. This one is not good. It's not part of this. Not good. Believe me. Don't read these things elsewhere and to people. Okay, it's just an assumptions and things that we're trying to reduce so that these things will not plague everywhere. Things that we want to plague everywhere. All of us should be asking, what is the say of our pathologists? What have they say so far concerning this? Are they on the same chapter with the government? Where is their stand? We should be pressuring the legal team to come and tell us their stand, to come and tell us their position on this current result. So until we get from them, we'll just keep analyzing from our own point of view. And when their own voices come, then we can now move from there. I mean, toxicology and whatever. I mean, toxicology, they're talking about bone. The bone you're talking about is toxicology. Sorry, it's autopsy. Bone is not toxicology. Toxicology is liquid, mostly. But anyway, yes. Has that been resolved? Is there anything you want to add to it again? Or anybody else, anything you want to say? Let us keep it cool, make it educational place, and so that we can reduce all of these things that is just on air. It's good to be well planned, well organized, so you don't fall into the hands of all of this, blood suckers. Blood suckers.
well for me, I'll just say this in passing. I just think that
Papariano,
Go on.
there is a way a pathological report is written. There are two things I want us to take note here. That's why the fact that I'm on the road, because I wasn't happy with the report they turned out. One thing I want people to understand is, in any pathological report, Nigeria, abroad, anywhere worldwide, the date of death must be written on that thing. The date as that person died must be there. That is one. Now, they said paracetamol was seen. But the point is, the nurse confirmed that she gave ceftriaxone and tetanus injection. She didn't even mention paracetamol. That one was not seen. And the pathology is telling us the body of Mohbad.
Sorry, please. The police mentioned paracetamol. They mentioned ceftriaxone. So when they reported what the news,
but on this report, it was only paracetamol that was seen. Secondly, thirdly,
wait, please wait. We have to get the full info. We don't have the CTC with us. Let's not assert that. Go on. Don't mention those things because we cannot say for sure this everything medication that the pathologist.
Okay. Thirdly, listen, I am a doctor. I'm talking to you. I know what I'm saying. I don't do things to defame anybody. I never mentioned anybody here. I told you the ID report, what the report of an autopsy must look like, and toxicology. Autopsy is the outer part of the body, what happened to the outer part of the body, and toxicology is whatever happens within the nerves and inside. No. Secondly, they were making us to believe that within that period that they were doing that thing, Mohbad body has been decomposing and all those things. But at that time they took it. There were fresh blood. And that's one thing. Secondly, if you look at Timothy or that Oroboni issue and Timothy case in Osun State, all those ones were not mentioned. In fact, before they assumed Timothy, it was almost after 12 days. So, but I don't want to come in here much than what I have said. Those are my observations until I see the report proper.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, next, please.
Can I talk? Okay.
No.
Unahem belembe. Ho lo lo lo.
Oh, no.
Okay. Thank you, ma. They don't read that result now. My people, make una appreciate everybody. Make we appreciate ourselves. Appreciate. Because say wetin happen be say they don't read the results now. Brekete go can't start work. Action. Now action we don't dey wait for now because he don't promise say he go come give us better action. Say no TikToker, no Insta, no social media fit push am make e come do wetin no supposed to do. They wait for wetin, they wait for government. Now government they don't read the news. Oh, they don't read the results now. They don't interpret it. They don't read down. The next way we dey wait for now make belembe lo come take wetin better action. Then we are waiting for you, Mr. Brekete. We are waiting for you. You know, I would love to remind you your promises. You promise that you're going to get this justice together. You promise you're going to call some of the boyfriend, you're going to call the wife friends, you're going to call the mama, you go call the wife, you go call everybody. Mbelembe. I hope you've called them. So we are expecting you, sir. We are waiting for you with all the promises. We believe strongly that you're going to give us, a very strong action and good results about this justice for Mohbad. All of us, they wait.
Thank you very
now.
much. That's your contribution. Thank you very much. Go on, please. Prince Ola, go on. Prince Ola, go on. Thank you very much.
Hi,
Okay,
everyone.
Prince wants to say something.
Hi, welcome.
Yeah, Papariano, it's been a while. Yeah, kudos to the work that you've been doing, and I really appreciate your analysis all time. Yeah, to everyone in the box, the panelists, I really appreciate you. Amin Kade, thank you. Everyone in the comment section, kudos to you. And justice for Mohbad is going to, either we like it or not, now it's clocking like 8 to 9 months. And I still have 100% believe that justice will be served. It can only be delayed, but we'll definitely get there. Right. Yeah. I don't want to jump some queue because I just want to follow the trend of what we've been discussing so far, which is related to the inquest for today. Right. Yeah. A lot of us, not today, that we've been like requesting for, let us have another autopsy, private autopsy. No matter any scientific proof that we want to do, even at the court of law, if we want to challenge any report, we must have our own evidence. And how are we doing our evidence, or how are we getting our evidence, or how are we presenting our evidence? Is by having our own autopsy or toxicology report. And if Papariano can remember very well, we've been saying this. In fact, I can remember immediately when the government has been initiating, or when immediately they initiated exhuming the body, we've been making mention of we should have our own autopsy. And I can remember when Berekete as well coming on board, we make mention of having our own autopsy. That if the government report on either toxicology or autopsy result come up and it's not favorable, what will we do? I remember very, very well. But now the result is here. We, in one way or the other, before we could challenge that report, correct me if I'm wrong, before we could challenge that report, we should have a form of a report from our own side. That is one. Then secondly, we may have some scenario relating to, oh, autopsy has been done here, autopsy has been done in that place, but it's what they tell us that we believe for now. For now. So if they are saying the autopsy result is inconclusive, it means that there are still more to it. Maybe it may give.
No. Sorry. It means sorry. Don't misquote it. It means anybody can check it. When pathology, you can Google it. When pathologists say their autopsy report is inconclusive, what do they mean? It means after their examination, after everything they have done, from what they have, they cannot establish the cause of death.
Yeah, of course. That's the bottom line.
Yes, they
That's the
can't.
bottom line. That's the bottom line. Then let me say this. Well, I'm not an expert on this. But however, I believe that there are still more things that can be done on that area. I'm not an expert on it, but I believe there should be some things that can be done. Quite all right. There are some facts that have been established today as coroner inquest for today is concerned, which I believe that I've seen so far. There are some truth that are just coming out which we have not received before, relating to what Prime Boy have said, which is on war transpires to fight between Wumi and Imole, which is based on calling Liam a bastard or such a thing. So looking at that, I begin to understand or begin to trace that to what has really led to a fight of nothing less than 2 hours. Or a fight nothing less than 2 hours. Yeah, Wumi may not be able to handle Mohbad on himself, but if we are connecting that to what led to the death of Mohbad, because now with all the results, with what Prime Boy have said so far, I'm saying that there are some clauses which is more of like aiding in that area. So we are still expecting more, though there are some analysis that we have to do when it comes to that as well, which are things that are very, very critical. Very, very critical. There are some that, they are family issue, according to today's report, according to the inquest for today. There are some that are family thing, to be sincere. There are some that are family thing. Then another thing that I want to make mention of is, I don't want to go so much about the autopsy report, but however, I said that there is a way that they are playing out the issue about the nurse. See that there is a way that they are playing out the issue about the nurse, which I can't really understand the exact thing, or I can't ascertain some facts, though they've made mention of this, and this are what are administered, but it's still on the normal dosage. I think maybe it's one that is above, and it's something that cannot lead to the death of Mohbad. Well, since for now, we can only believe what they tell us. So I'll pause it there, and then maybe as time goes on, looking at their report, I'll be able to, at least correlate some of the stories, some of what they've said, and I don't know if police will still come out with another report after today's inquest. Hopefully, I'm expecting police to say something about it. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. A copy of that autopsy should be given to the police, and they should be doing some underground works too.
Yeah, that's the reason why I said there is a possibility that, the police will come up with more reports, because they said the injury on Mohbad is not something that can lead to his death, according allegedly to the report that was given today. And if they are still saying that, well, according to what the nurse has administered to Mohbad is not something that can cause the death. So what exact thing have led to that death? Is he inside a house that something has happened? Yeah, I don't want to go so much about the testimony that was given today, which is all about what could have happened inside the house. So, but looking at, if you have said it is not what was administered, it was not the injury that he sustained. So what exactly? Because the neck was broken and then the leg as well was bent. So what exact thing could have led to that death? So that's my submission for now.
Next, please. Wahala. I think this is time for me now to discuss. Yeah, go on. Okay.
Okay. Hi. Good evening. Good evening, everyone.
And welcome. How are you?
Yeah. I just said let me come up and quickly say something. There was this lady. I think Aminka said something that the police, read a scripted story about the blood, bleeding profusely.
I am Nika still there. I'm Nika Eshobeni.
She said so now. When she said she read Yabo Ojo's
I beg with me get
script.
I am Nika, you there?
Confirm. She said so.
Oh, yeah, go on.
She said so. While because I will reply her on it.
Sorry, please. Inside the police report that was given, it was stated that he bleeded briefly, that there is blood. They make mention of blood in their report. That was police report that was given out then. Yes.
Go on, please do not interject the speaker. You have spoken your own. Let us land. Go on.
Okay, thanks. So she made a statement saying, he read the report, he read their script. It could be a script, but the truth is that, or the fact rather, still remains that there was blood because Baba Mohbad confirmed, bloodbath. So much blood in the duvet. And if you look at the picture or the video that has been circulating, where his hand, I think maybe they were moving the hand, I don't know, where everybody are looking at the forearm of the injury. Everybody keep looking at that injury. That injury is not fresh. A fresh wound will still show, even in 3 days, it will not cover up like that. According to toxicology that was read today, they said 1.5 centimeters. I was scrolling past, I heard another platform that said something 6 meters or something like that. 6 meters, 1.5 meters is a deep cut. Depends on the angle. If you're to look at that picture, I keep saying it, I feel he must have been stabbed by the carotid side, where you have the vessel, the artery, the arteries. It could be there that he was stabbed. It could be a mistake here. It could happen. If you look at the picture that have been circulating, you will see there's a blood stain by the ear side. And that's why I feel that's why his head was bent to the other side, to cover up the stab. In case people that maybe when they want to bury him, some people at the funeral, they'll be like, oh, I need to see this person for the last time. They needed to cover up that space. And that's why you still have that blood drop on the burial site in the grave. You see have that blood stain. So if you look deep into it, toxicology already came out saying there's a 1.5 centimeter. You can Google it and check a 1.5 centimeter kind of wound. It needs a stitch. Now it depends on the angle where that stab is.
Would that be the reason why the department went to buy stitch and cotton wool?
Try to stitch, or the nurse went to get cotton wool to embalm and cover him or something. Or the nurse was called under maybe grief. They didn't want to believe that he's gone. They called the nurse. The nurse came later. And I'm feeling that Monday, according to Mama Mohbad and even every other people, it happened on Monday. You understand? So definitely before that Tuesday, the nurse came in on Tuesday, they were thinking maybe something could happen, a miracle could happen, if there could be a kind of way that they could wake him up. That paracetamol and some other stuff that were found, the caffeine, it could be from coke. Maybe he took paracetamol tablet with coke. You understand? So all these things might have happened after is what they call this stuff, the show. Maybe he was feeling stressed. I'm on a call. Maybe he was feeling stressed. You understand? And he needed paracetamol.
Don't forget that they said that they said paracetamol was given to Mohbad using injection, not orally, using injection.
Okay.
So it could have, anyway, it could have been dying and they passed that into his body. You would still see it in the blood before the blood stopped.
Yeah, or it could have even happened maybe on a Monday, because the number of, I think we had a doctor who was talking here, he could confirm there's a number of days that drugs function in the body. There are days that the body will keep breaking down the drugs. So definitely they will see that. It could have even been on a Monday or on a Saturday when they first had their first argument. They might have had those stuff again period to the period that this incident happened. So that one doesn't even count. So calling that nurse could be maybe under grief. They were trying to get the nurse to, help in any way to wake him up. According to her story, she said she made sure that the nurse didn't leave. They went to the hospital. You get? At some point, people were asking, where was the nurse? She said she found the nurse already at the the hospital. For me, I'm just thinking it could be where the nurse actually works. She might have told them
That was Adura.
Okay, Adura. So she could, she might have told them this guy is already gone.
Adura made a mistake. Adura said eventually he found the nurse in the hospital. After again to another examiner, he said the nurse went with them, was in the front with Wumi.
Okay. So, but I just feel maybe they carried the same nurse. Maybe the nurse would have told them, come, let's go to where I work. Maybe they'll be able to issue you people a death certificate. But it was Cold Stone brought in. And I think maybe that could be the first place they gave her the death certificate.
And that was where they gave the certificate, Kurament Hospital.
Yes. So, and what did they write on the death certificate? It needs to be questioned. Was it BID or what did he die through? What did they write? The time of death would be written there. When did you notice he stopped breathing? It should be written in that death certificate. You understand? Before going to another hospital to try and reconfirm. So there are so many things.
Of death too. That's not cause of death.
You said what?
I said BID is not cause of death.
Yes, no, BID is not cause of death. No, BID is like brought in dead. Yes, brought in dead. So, but they can still explain the scenario, and the doctor can know what to, put in the document. So that death certificate.
It's illegal to give death certificate without cause of death. It's illegal. It's 5 years imprisonment. Mm-hmm.
Thank you. So that should also be tendered. They should be reading that at the court as well. At the inquest, they should be reading that death certificate to everyone, what the lawyer or what the judge has in front. They should be reading it. Then also, this toxicology location should be shared.
Not even do anything as well. That certificate, now, the tickkeeper.
Which is wrong. The toxicology result, autopsy result, place of location should be read. It's just like when you're doing a DNA this thing. I've watched DNA stuff. Whenever they're talking about it, you hear it, they'll tell you so pace was computed, it was done by this, by so stuff.
Now,
at so time.
They don't know what killed Mohbad. They don't know what killed Mohbad after 8 months of examination.
They definitely, either they know or they are pretending not to know. But even if everybody are claiming not to know, but let's face, we have a picture or the video of that duvet, the blood stain on the duvet. If you zoom in that picture, you will see a blood stain at the head part towards the ear. So that's one evidence that he was either stabbed at the carotid side, not the forearm. That forearm wound is old, according to what was said. If you look at the wound, it's not fresh, and that wound is not even a 1.5 centimeter wide. If they are saying it's not deep, it is not wide. 1.5 or 6 meters wound is wide. It's wider than the one.
1.6 centimeter, not meter, centimeter.
Oh no, 1.6 centimeters. In another group where they are talking one king something, I saw where they wrote they said it was 6 meters, converting it to meters, but in centimeter 1.6. I'm even saying 1.5. 1.6 meter is deep. If it's at the carotid side, it's a deep wound. That's if it's on the neck, it can lead to, gushing of blood, and one can lose blood within 5 minutes and pass away. From there, as you're losing blood, you go into shock, you go. So they need to look into those stuff. So that's why I keep saying, when they were saying they've not seen anything, that 1.5 centimeter has already spoiled their toxicology stuff. 1.5 centimeter is a deep wound. Depends on the angle, but from the head side, if you look at that picture that was shared where they were pushing Mohbad's hand, or they were saying
As a
Mohbad,
doctor or nurse that you are now, you said
I'm not
not
a doctor, I'm not a
or
nurse.
nurse. You are a nurse.
I'm just a CNA. No, I'm not a nurse. I'm just a nurse assistant, certified nurse assistant.
Not a quack nurse. Oh.
No, I'm just a certified nurse assistant, like a healthcare assistant. I help just with the healthcare. I'm not a nurse, but I'm able to know a little as in under the training I've got. So you need a professional and a licensed, in short, a licensed
Have
doctor,
you consulted your guy?
physician should talk more. Yeah.
What you are saying now? Have you consulted your guy? Have you discussed this with your guy?
No, this is a general topic we are talking here, and I haven't prescribed drugs. I haven't broken the ethics of the medical law. I haven't. I've only just heard my opinion on what we should look at and what people should look at. Even the doctors, the police, everyone should look at. So it's not on the
Now I
ground that I've
understand
not
you.
broken any code. Yeah.
Yeah, Papariano, the death certificate was issued. And so far, it's still like that certificate is still with Wumi, or the police have it. That's one. And then two, I have a belief that before they could issue a death certificate, there should be a cause of death on that death certificate. So if Kuramon has given or they have issued a death certificate, what are those things that have been written on it? Is this something that the toxicology can look into and give us a good report, maybe from the police or from the inquest or something? Because it's like none of them is balanced, and it will be a clue if we have the death certificate. I want us to reason on that line. Is this something that is very, very possible? If Wumi is not giving the death certificate to Baba Mohbad, not so that Baba Mohbad will not go and bury that boy, then we like to see that it's being hidden.
No. So that you will not go and keep the body in the morgue. With the certificate, you can keep the body in the morgue.
Yeah, I know. I'm just thinking right. Like, let me think openly. Let me talk out of that side. So, is it possible that there is something on that death certificate that they don't want people to know?
Maybe
Because
the
I know.
ear infection. Ear infection.
Because I'm just wondering that by now the police could have requested for the death certificate, because what may warrant them to have said or to have raised a voice like who embalmed Mohbad, at least they will have requested to that level. That's what I'm looking at now, because we can't jump from A and then go to D. There are some other things that need findings. There are some other things that need answers before we could jump from A to D. Right.
Is that all?
Yeah, I don't just want to pass the boundary of I don't want to pass the boundary of what was discussed with the
Pass the
report.
boundary. You can pass the boundary.
I can pass. Papariano, I can pass the boundary. Wow. Within the conference of, the analysis or allegedly of what we have been saying, something that have been aligned so far. Yeah, it is so clear that in one way or the other, there are some of partiality so far, which has been playing around, which is related to this corona inquest. And the justice or the lawyers tried what they could today. And assuming this thing has been happening before now, if it has been so tough like this before now, presently, but as of today, would have moved more than where we are by now. That is one. Then secondly, I think it is high time for people to be called into corona inquest. People should be called into corona inquest. I know, if I remember very well, the Baba Mohbad's lawyer should make a request for people like spending, people like Darosha.
Spending has spoken. Spending don't
Yeah,
speak.
yeah. People like Darosha should come into the court, into the coroner inquest to come and explain. I know that it is on another case entirely, which is based on
If you
Owemba.
come and speak, what else you want to hear from them? The same story. How do you prove them wrong? That's the thing you're talking about.
And see, it's not that we want to prove them wrong. It's not that we want to prove them wrong. We are not proving them wrong. What we want to do or what we want to hear from them are either it is fact or false. And when they speak some blunders, we can easily trace our story back with either what we have been hearing before.
So you are saying we want to use story.
Together.
We want to use story to know what killed Mohbad. Is that what you're saying?
You know that's not possible. That's not possible.
That's what I'm saying. That I'm shocked when I see the way this case is going. I don't know the magic. People are expecting something, one underground, something to come from somewhere. I mean, that's why people who are too religious like this, now then they get problem. Religious people, they have problem. You see them, you wrong because they keep imagining things that, like that you cannot physically. That is nowhere. They're expecting magic to happen like that.
That's what
I told somebody yesterday, would you prefer going to the market with that money? Or if somebody told you that you can go to the market, buy anything you want to buy with that money in your hand, would you believe? The person said, yes, I will believe.
Really?
So you believe that if they tell you can go to the market, buy what you want to buy with the money. How does that work?
Doesn't imply.
They say true faith in God. True faith in God.
Really? How does that work? Is it not the same Bible that says faith
and
without
the person is here right now. Is here even watching me. I mean, they're listening to us here.
So, but looking at it, the forensic of everything that is related to Mohbad should be done by now. That the digital forensic, it should have
Thank
been.
you very much. Again, thank you for bringing that again. Why did Wahab Shitu not mention
no request
digital
for that?
forensic? Exactly. They are not learning. That's what I'm telling you. See, I want to those that we are giving our case, why they are not making research. And if you say they should come and join us, why then they will form big boy, they will form big man.
They won't join us.
But the anti-justice go freely come here, create account, come here, then go learn, go use them. But you will say you want win case, they sit down, they snuff out.
Yeah, to be sincere, if they look into the side of the forensic, by now we'll have get a lot of things. We have some digital forensic that they can do to ascertain some facts. Because with this case, there are a lot of things that are, in fact, already been swept under the carpet, which is very, very difficult. Either to even prove it from a medical side, which we can see what plays out today. If we go on digital forensic, there are some things that we will know. Even the cars where they can do forensic on the car that this guy eats, that they said he used his hand to eat. Within the house where there is blood, they can do digital forensic on it and ascertain some facts. Let us even leave the most common one, CCTV, phone. Let us leave all those ones. They can go to it, but there are some forensic that you can easily do within. If a rat comes into my house now, what they will just do is cover the whole house, or when it is dark, there is a light that they will put on inside my house, and they will use it to hide, this is the part of rat. And they can use that easily inside the house upon the fact that, they allow people to be inside the house till now, which is so embarrassing. Like, the Nigerian police even know what exact thing that they are doing. You didn't lock up the house, nothing was done. And upon that, nothing like forensic has been done. You never, inside your statement, make mention of digital forensic. It is so like, what exact thing is going on? What exact thing is going on? And see this playing around. It doesn't cost Nigerian police to do this forensic. There are some forensic experts in Nigeria, some forensic organization in Nigeria that can handle this case if they will not interfere in it. If people will not interfere in it, just give it to forensic organization and let them do their job. They will handle it properly. But what is playing around? Well, also, now I don't know the reason why. This today inquest, I know that there's people that will be mentally down because it's not what they expect Mohbad body to look like that they are getting from today's report. The body is decaying, which is one of the plan as planned. That's one. Then secondly, it's more of like, this is a script that is still being written. The lawyer have tried their own, but I believe that there are still more to it. So people should not just be down mentally, they should just be strong. That's my single advice. Because the way this case is going, if it's not being handled properly, a lot of things that will not get right. It may be later that we'll be getting a lot of things, but with the way it is going now, I'm just left with a lot of doubts. The powerful people in Nigeria are stepping down a lot of things which it shouldn't be. A lot of things which shouldn't be. If you are saying that the law that is holding this person is different from the law that is holding this person till now, because it's more of like a reverse logistics, a reverse GA, a reverse everything. People who are within this person that's deceased within 48 hours to 24 hours, nothing was done to them. They still move freely. Yeah, I understand. Or there may be some condition that they have to consider. Until now, nothing has been done. Nothing. What exact thing is playing out? We will say it's money, we will say it is power. A lot of things are not just clear. A lot of things are not just clear. Are not just clear about all this case. I know we in one way or the other, we are getting closer, and at the same time, we just have to reason out of the box in getting this thing done. This is not a story thing. This is not a story thing. Everything that needs to be done, they have to do it quickly. Imagine when you bring out a body for exhuming, after 9 days, do you do what exactly that you bring out the body to be done for? No, absolutely no. And that's just number one. Then number two is assuming. Well, I'm still expecting Berekete to come and I want to see what will happen, because now the report is out. I know that they will give him a copy of that report. I want to see what exact thing that he's going to do now. So if Berekete is saying, oh, he has been waiting for the autopsy report, now it is out. Let us see the magic that is ready to perform. And thank God today in the court, it was asked that, is there a possibility for another autopsy? Papariano, do you remember that we make mention of if we want to do another autopsy, maybe like 2 months ago or 3 months ago now? And the procedures, if Berekete, I believe, if he really want to take action, so now in court today, they have established it that yes, they can do another autopsy, a private autopsy. So I believe he should use that opportunity in requesting for doing his own autopsy for us to be able to move forward. Well, if we don't have our own autopsy, as we do say before, there is no way we can prove them wrong. And that's just a fact. No way we could prove them wrong. So that's my little submission. I don't want to be saying stories about what
That's your humble submission.
I said before. Yes, now, because it's so tiring. It's so tiring now. So tiring because all what we've been planning for, all what we've been
Sniper,
doing, is
what
the same.
do you have to say in all of this, the sniper? Yeah, do make you can't talk your own. Make I hear from my analyst. Sniper, yeah, come up. The space is wide now. Now this place is good for you. And Lady Harris to him. At least your mind go don't calm down now. Lady Harris, you really get iron for body.
Iron lady, right?
I don't know where they get their strength from. You and Susie, I don't know where you guys are getting your strength from. I understand. I mean, when it comes like this, something that you really want at all costs, you really want justice, you're putting in your all. Even if, imagine that you have a business you have been investing on for almost more than 6, 7, or 8 months, and you don't see it prospering, as you who is so zealous, you will care, you will worry. And that is the pain that is just on people sometimes, which I understand very, very well. But people who have never handled, maybe something like that before, an activity, or be responsible of something before in their life, they don't understand. Like me, why do I learn how to take precaution? Because, I have so many things that I've handled before. So I want to be ahead of time because I don't want things to look the way it's gonna look like, which I know how it's gonna look like. So I want to prevent it now. But we have a lot of lazy people, they don't care how it's gonna look like. They just don't disturb themselves. They want to keep dancing. Let's keep chilling.
Papariano, that is when you look at someone who is being proactive and know what he's doing. There are some people that, they are so lackadaisical about some things. And that comes across all the way of their living, everything that they do in life. You will definitely see that.
Also, they are perverse. They are perverse as well.
They are perverse as well, yeah. So, we have been saying, imagine when we've been saying, oh, let's get another autopsy, our own toxicology, our own this thing, our own that. We even go to a length of...
Lady Harris will say, whenever I want to fly, you keep holding me. You keep holding me. Let me out. Let it out.
Let me allow the Iron Lady to
What is that thing that you want to let out? Now let it out now. I think the atmosphere is good for it. The atmosphere is good for what you want to let out.
And everybody is just tired. It's very
Let it
annoying.
out now. Let it out.
No,
Let the cat out of the box. Go on.
no, the cat has been long gone from the box.
Imagine that even Muiwa is coming here right now with fear. Muiwa cannot come up again. Muiwa hand is
He
shaking.
dare not. He
But
dare
what
not.
you want, money don't enter. Forget that thing. They are all happy. Gurex Muiwa, they are happy in their heart. Forget
I
these
know.
things.
I
They are
know.
happy. Forget
No,
this.
I know. I know. Are you
But
telling
this
me?
go to yeah, go to chew.
Since
In fact,
September,
they let me go Chelsea match. Make I put
I've
Chelsea
been
match.
dealing with,
Me, I first use
I've
my.
been dealing with Muyiwa since September. Everything that played out today wouldn't have played out this way if they had listened since September. Do this, let's do that. Do this, let's do that.
Lady Harris,
No,
kilo
we
day.
are crying more than the bereaved.
Hey, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. There are still some intelligent steps that can be taken.
Yeah, if they will listen.
You see now there's a problem here right now. They cannot rule the guy's death as a natural death. They can't establish its cause of death. So the ground is open right now.
Yeah,
Now the problem is they have messed up with his body.
it's like a mistrial. You have to try again.
When only a guy is supposed to come out with their result and present it before the inquest. Okay, and that will be seen. That will be a
And
very
I
big
want to
challenge.
say thank you for the response you gave to Anik Ishaya when he said, "Don't talk about it in the public." I hate when they say that.
No. Iron lady, you will not do anything that will make me confronting these guys. They are my followers and they are my friends. They are here. You may disagree with some of them. Please don't just mention them. Whoever you disagree with, just let them slide. Avoid them, please. Because now, in as much as I want to have everybody here, I don't want to have you guys clashing against yourself. Why you are here doesn't make sense, please. So those ones that are just strictly against you, just avoid them. You can do a lot of stuff without mentioning them. Okay, I will deal with those things if need be. Please, for peace to reign.
Anyway, we're gonna see what is gonna play out next inquest dates. I think now they probably will do a lot of research and get their pathologists, compare the results.
Speak to Bankole now. Maybe you should get ready as well. How about that?
Yeah, of course, because that incident that happened last month was a setback. It was a setback for them, for all of us. It was a setback for us because it was so annoying. And instead of them preparing for today, they were preparing their resume. Instead of preparing for the actual case, they were more or less like writing all these petitions and all of those things and preparing for actually preparing their own.
If you talk about the toxicology autopsy, it makes you stupid. Like they all look here and remove their face. Oh my God,
yeah, because but that's not their area of specialty, So, like that's what Kem Sovin asked the question: if you can see something superficial, then how can you not see something deep? Even though the composition starts superficially. And I think someone also said, if you can see the tattoo, how come you cannot see the other stuff if there are other stuffs? So, those are the things that we have to ask our own pathologist if we ever have one or if they get.
If they are saying that the wound is not that deep, then let me say this is true. And then it's not that deep now.
It's not that. Wumi even said it. The wound is not that deep. I've been saying it that wound couldn't have killed Mohbad unless, not that I believe in it, unless it has to do with all this Obema Koinje story, of which I am not knowledgeable about. I don't have a full disclosure of what Obema Koinje does or do in the body or in the body system.
1.6 centimeter. This is how deep it is. If it's 1.6 centimeter.
Did they use the word deep?
Yeah, they say it's 1.6 centimeter deep.
Yeah, they use the deep, the depth of it.
Sorry, Papariano.
This one is deep. 1.6 is deep. Yeah, go on.
Sorry, hold
If
on.
that is 1.6, that is deep.
Hold on, please. Papariano, I just want to analyze something. That 1.6, yes, as you turned your head, under your jaw, can you place that stuff on it? Just check the meter, how it is on your skin. You can weigh it, how deep it will be. Yes.
You see?
So you see if it's there, under there, somewhere there is where you have your carotid artery. And don't forget, there was a blood around that ear side. So it could be that side that was stabbed by mistake.
They didn't even say carotid this time. They didn't say carotid.
They didn't even see any mark. They didn't see any mark. Before you talk about carotid.
Anything. The 1.7, 1.6 is just the one in the hand.
In the hand.
Not around the neck.
Nay, please don't go.
Yeah.
Focus on what they are saying first. We'll talk about ours. We are trying to we are trying to see what they are saying. And then we can now go back to ours. They are saying that the only place they see mark in the neck, no breaking, nothing was broken. That the neck was only bent. Okay, that in the hand where there was mark, the hand was minor, was superficial, about 1.6 centimeter deep.
1.6 centimeter is not superficial.
Can I ask
1.6, hold on. 1.6 centimeters.
Guys, we are making it rough. Please, we have to let each other go. Okay, when somebody is coming, you just have to calm down, let them go. Okay, it's a social conversation. Others can enjoy it. Please go on.
I said 1.6 centimeter deep is not superficial. 1.6 centimeter deep is not superficial. So maybe they mean, when I have been using the word 1.5 to 2 centimeters, I've been using that word since they showed us that hand, and I'll use it in reference to the length of the wound, not the depth.
Okay.
This is 1.6 centimeter.
So that is length. Because if it is that deep,
they won't. Nobody will tell you about length. Nobody will tell you length, the deepness.
Hold on. If it is that deep, it is no longer superficial.
Yes, because this would have cut through veins.
So our pathologists, we have to argue that even if you Google it, is 1.6 centimeter wound considered superficial? Google it.
Yeah,
It's no longer superficial.
How many centimeters considered as deep wound? Just keep going, keep talking.
Yeah, if you want to, by the time you are going to one.
But have you read the petition? Have you read the petition I just read right now about these guys? Sorry, about the.
I have a copy. I have some copies.
And these TikTokers.
But you read 1 million, 100 million. The one they sent to me says 5 million. And they don't have to pay.
This one is 19 hours ago. 19 hours ago. Police arraigned to. And who is that? Who is in the one they send you?
The one I have is just Arifa, I think. I don't know. I'm not really.
Okikiola Oshun TV.
Okikiola Oshun TV is a TikToker now.
Yes, now. I don't know why they are mentioning her here. I thought it was Veron.
She's not. Okikiola is not arrested now. She was still on my live yesterday. I think I saw the name joined yesterday. I don't know. But Prince is here. Prince, tell us, is Veron there? At least you've been chatting me up privately about Veron.
You shall want me to talk this in public.
Talk now. All this corner.
Please let me go with it. Say two TikTokers.
Hold on, Papariano. This guy here.
A quick refresh. Two TikTokers, Adeshola James and Odumosun Awiye, were on Tuesday arraigned before the Federal High Court, Lagos State, for cyberstalking, illegal publication, and violation of the character against the monarch of Oba Said Ademola Elegushi. The defendant, known as Arifanla Jogun Omodo Agba and Okiki Oshun TV, respectively. So, who knows Veron's name? Is his name Odumosun Awiye? Let's check that first. Maybe it's a mistake. You see?
You are
Prince
right.
can tell you. Prince has 100% information.
So, who knows Veron's son name? Does anybody know Veron's son?
You just call it now. I say you are right. That's his full name. I'm telling you his full name.
Okay, that is his full name, right? Awiye.
full name. Yeah. The only name that is not there is, let's leave the other name that is not there, but that is Veron name.
All right. Anyway, let's move on from it. So there's mistake from on their own side. Let me pick this call. Go on.
Okay, let me Google something and say how deep is superficial wound?
No, Lady Harris, normally if the side or the angle at which that wound is coming out from is something that is very close to vein or very close to where some dangerous vein are. I won't like
No. What we are saying something different from the centimeter. How deep is a superficial wound? When you have a superficial wound, it's superficial. He does not even cut into the veins. You
it will
know,
only be on the first majorly
just the
like
first layers of the
first
skin.
layer of the skin.
So, but if they are measuring, see, if they are measuring 1.6 centimeters, I will contest that will not be defined as superficial.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we have to use their own weight. So if it is 1.6, it is not superficial. But if it is superficial, then the measurement is wrong, unless if the measurement is in length. Because I have been eyeballing the length as 1.5 to 2 centimeters in length.
If they are using length, it means that if they are using length, it means that we won't be able to ascertain some fact about that injury.
I said, how deep is superficial wound? Superficial wounds on the surface of the skin, and leave the deeper layers intact. So it leaves the deeper layer intact. It's like you have a scrape. It's like you have a paper cut. Like maybe you walk through a wall, your skin scratches, and you have your first. What is the first layer of the skin called? Is it epidermis or yeah? Let me see. Hold on, my phone went off. They are usually caused by friction against an abrasive surface. Superficial wounds only involve the epidermis and the upperdermis. Okay? And I'm trying to see the centimeter. Let me see if I can put centimeter. How deep? How much centimeter is superficial? Let me put centimeter. So I'm Googling this.
It can be up to 1.6.
How much centimeter is a superficial wound? Let me see. Is a superficial wound. What is the considered a superficial wound? How long does it take to swell? Depth. Okay, it says depth. I should have used the word depth. It's not giving me centimeter. I'm trying to see if it will give me centimeter somewhere. How deep? Because to me, a 1.6 centimeter wound is no longer defined as superficial.
Exactly. We don't have to argue on this. That is it. That word superficial is not it. It is far.
It is far. I think I didn't hear the word 1.6 centimeter when I heard the word superficial. I didn't hear that word.
Let me come.
Anyway, that would be the job of our own pathologist and the lawyer, and they have to probably bring a mathematician to measure to say a 1.6.
Lady Harris, I make mention of
Someone's background is making noise. Is it yours, Iris, or Prince or Ladimeji? There's some
Might be mine.
coming from the background.
It can't be from my side.
Okay.
It can't be from
All
my
right.
side.
I just want to say this. Let me interject you guys here, briefly. We've been talking about and deliberating on the nature of the wound and the specifics in their description of the wound. If they say 1.6 centimeters deep, that is definitely not a superficial wound.
Yeah.
Definitely not. And it also depends on what part of the body the wound was found. Like if you give just a little cut, like Lady Aries was trying to describe the other time, that if it was just a little touch that brought out a little blood, if it was near to the nerves, like the wrists, a little cut, if you cut it right, just where your nerve is, one can also bleed to death from that. So it also depends on where the wound is. But then the report also said that even though prior the police had reported that he bled profusely, but in this case again they are saying it was just a superficial wound. How do we marry those two narratives? And then I also want to comment on something that Lady Harris was trying to deliberate the other time. If I was up, I would have contributed. You were trying to say to figure out the impact of Obema Keje. For me, I really don't know it too, like yourself. I am not really versatile in that, but I do know that if it is something Obema Keje, then it has a diabolical connotation to it. Now, if we're going to look on that route, that okay, maybe it was a diabolical knife that was used as the narrative we had before, some time ago. It does not have to be 1.6 meters deep. It does not even have, as long as the knife touches blood at the very edge, just a little touch is enough to do the impact if it is diabolical. It does not have to be cut deep or 1.6 meters deep. So now I'm thinking in my head, what exactly is the narrative that we should go by? Are we going to, deliberate on Obema Keje? Then if it is Obema Keje, there won't be, they
Hello.
don't
Oh,
necessarily.
sorry, sorry for interjecting. I just want to correct one impression.
Okay.
Obema Kwenje, it contains poison. It is poison, not anything diabolical. But they will add poison as long as it didn't enter your bloodstream. You get it's more like poison, not diabolical. Thank you.
Okay, so
We have
there's nothing diabolical about it. Okay.
nothing
Okay.
diabolic.
No,
We
that
have
is wrong. That is wrong. That
no,
narrative that he just cut in is wrong.
no,
Poison itself is not what kind of poison. Poison in
no.
itself it could be
Lady Harris.
diabolical.
Lady
Hold
Harris.
on. Poison itself could be diabolical. So if you take an obe and you rub it with something, whatever, for see or rub it with what kind of poison could it be? It's not that you go and take a sniper, you rub sniper on it. If you take sniper, rub it on the Obema Kwenje, I don't think it's going to kill. So what do you mean by it is poison? Define poison. How do you define poison?
You know what? If you know these people doing like on task, that is what they do.
Yeah, you see, all those things they use in killing is diabolic too.
Hold on, madam. Let me explain. There are some plants that are poisonous. So you get that. Once that is, it could be snake poison as well.
We can't hear you. We can't hear you.
What I'm saying is that, can you hear me clearly now?
It's muffling, but go ahead.
Yes. Only plant or animal this thing that has to just penetrate into your body to get into bloodstream, and it's going to hurt. That's what Makonje is, according to the best of my knowledge.
Okay.
All this talk about this poison. Go ahead, Prince.
Yeah. We have analyzed that Obemakanje or Obekenje or anything. We have analyzed it before, and this is the point.
It's not clear to me. I'm sorry to interject you. His explanation is not clear because
My sister Esther, it's not clear to me either. Let Prince talk. I don't know what he said. Let Prince talk.
Yeah, scientifically, it is possible that you have even some animals that poison us. For example, we have some snakes. In fact, it may even be a spider that have these poisonous things that immediately they touch woman's blood, they contaminate that blood, and it can easily lead to death. So those type of things are possible to be used on a knife. And then looking at it is not something that can be proven within one day because there are more to it. It's not until when they put some incantation on it. But
okay, so I get what you're saying now. I get it. So it does not have to be diabolical. It could be poisonous.
It can be
poisonous. You see, I understand what they're trying to say. But how will you have that for you to lift the venom or to have a venom and rub it on a knife? That act itself is diabolical. Because what they are claiming is you can, hold on please. What they are saying is that you can take ordinary knife and put poison on it. Even that act itself is an act of being diabolic. Okay? For me to go and look for how many people have poisonous substances at home. Then for me now to go and take it, rub it, I mean, let's put these things together.
Let me interrupt you here. Because something is poisonous does not mean it's diabolical.
No, put it together. The poisonous things, hold on.
Sister, please.
Hold on. I'm just telling somebody to hold on.
About
when I have
plants or venomous animal to the surface of an object, probably a knife or a spear, to make it makonje. As long as it penetrates your skin and gets into your bloodstream, there's nothing you can do about it. That one will kill you, as in poisonous. Poison that has no cure.
So it is not diabolical. It is not diabolical. Somebody that went, hold on, Kasoro. Mama has just sorrow. Don't interject without being reasonable. I beg. For me to go and look for a poisonous venom, rub it on a knife, and try to choke somebody with it. No, that's not being diabolical. For me to go and take poisonous food and put it in your food and you consume it, it's not being diabolical. I don't understand English, ni.
No.
So I can just go and buy a rat poison. I can go and buy a rat poison, put it in your food. I am not diabolical. It's just poison.
You just want to kill. That does not mean you're diabolical.
And anybody that wants to kill is diabolical to me. It is not natural.
Well,
people will not find it diabolical.
Lady Harris.
Somebody that is not straightforward. You went to the fact, you plant something, you went to the extent of taking a venom, let's assume from a snake or something. I don't know who and where they sell such a thing. Maybe I am not that exposed, I don't know. But for me to take my time to go and buy it, so when me throwing something in the grave is just throwing a charm there. That's not diabolical. Because to me, I define that act as being diabolical.
You're correct.
So
The things
you
she
can define your own diabolical. Maybe diabolic is defined relatively. I don't know, but the act, ipe eloroku to me is a diabolic move.
You're
To
correct,
me,
but
oh,
you're mixing it
to
up.
me. Then tomo kọ́lọ́ fi kéèyàn wá mú nǹkan báyìí kí n mú ọṣẹ dúdú kí n fi pa ọ̀bẹ lára kí n dẹ̀ lọ fi kan èèyàn tí mo dẹ̀ mọ̀ pé má kàn jẹ́ ní o. To me, I will say that individual is diabolical. You can define it whichever way you want. That's my own.
Aries, diabolical is something that has some supernatural aspect to it. So when you say something that, because you have a killer instinct and you kill somebody or you put a rat poison in someone's food or you do stuff like that, does not mean you are diabolical. You just have a killer instinct. They are different. So if the knife from
I have told you, define yours as you want to define it, Esther. My definition is for you to, for even thinking about it, I'm going to go get a poisonous substance and rub it on a knife and hit Esther. To me, even thinking it, that person have a diabolic mind. I'm sorry, it could be maybe because
That's an intent to kill. Imagine I went to get a poisonous snake venom. I put on a knife, a snake venom. I put on a knife. I come and stab you with it, even if it's on your leg. Ordinary.
Thank you.
I know how dangerous it is.
Papariano, that is exactly what I'm saying. That's an
intent. And then now they now say that Mohbad didn't want to go to the hospital. How about that?
It's an intent to kill. You have a killer instinct. That does not mean you are diabolical.
When you say
I didn't hear what did you say? What is diabolic? Let's define diabolic, please. 1 minute. Let me check my dictionary. 1 minute.
You can check your dictionary.
Yeah, please wait.
That's what I'm telling Aries.
Oh, they say you have an intent.
Let me get something first. Not every time we have to drag everything. Let us be coming down. There are some things that doesn't drag me. They are both. Not everything will drag him. Characteristic of the devil, also evil, as to be suggest devilish.
Devilish, yeah.
So somebody who carry knife that have poison to stab me is not devilish. Who's laughing? I don't like this laugh. Who they laugh? Let's go on.
My phone is hanging, please.
You are devilish. You have a killer instinct. You are the son or daughter of a devil. But
exactly.
It has not application of diabolic. The word diabolic is not part of that content of what you did. You are devilish.
Okay, let me just diabolic is like a Latin French word. Diable means Satan. Okay, in French. Okay.
And
so diabolic, like a devil-like.
Like what?
Diabolic. Devil-like. That's an adjective.
What?
I mean, diable means Satan in French, origin from Latin. So when you say diabolic, I mean, it becomes like an adjective. When someone is diabolic, it's like, adjectival. You know what I mean?
It's like saying you're a satanism.
No. Like the person. No. Well, see, there's something you are. If I say that you are evil, you know what? Someone is evil. The person is kind of with corrupt mind. You know what I mean? When someone is evil, the person have corrupt mind. Exactly. You are diabolic. I mean, you have a devil like you are a killer. You're a killer. Hey, I mean, just let that slide. Let that slide.
So what they said is if you use Obema Koeje.
Okay.
And Esther, how do you feel if I go get a venom from spider, knowing fully that it's a dangerous thing to do, and I bring that close to your loved one, rub it in a knife, sharp knife, okay? Make sure the poison side enter his hand, and I watch him, okay, and I lynch him. Which kind of mind? Am I diabolic? Am I a good person? I'm diabolic.
Demonic.
That's demonic.
You're demonic.
You're evil.
Is not coming to this place. Thank God she has gone down. Oh yeah, talk.
But you need to understand. I'm just trying to let you know that diabolism has to do with spiritualism.
No,
Something
no, no,
came
no.
from.
It's an English word.
It's an English word.
It's an
So the
English word. You
stress.
can use word flexibly. You can use word flexibly. No word is
Yes,
Hello, can
directly
I
made
say
for one
something?
particular thing.
yes,
Context allowed.
it's okay.
Context are
Can I
allowed.
It's
say
okay.
something?
So we were trying to figure out what, for me, I'm just trying to see what exactly is the narrative we should go by here. Should we go by, okay, it was Obema KJ? Because if it was something diabolical, that's where all this came from. If it was something diabolical or poisonous, they don't need to go 1.6 inches deep to get the job done. Even from the surface, as long as it touches the blood, is enough to get the job done.
No, 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 you are not getting it. You see,
Okay.
let me say this is 1.6 centimeter. Okay. Now the person who wants to stab you, the person did not measure centimeter. The person wants just to stab a little bit. But the knife is too sharp. The penetration point may be deeper. Okay. So it's not measurement here, but the person focus is just to tap you once and then go away. So, but upon investigation, after the person have stabbed you, upon investigation, it was confirmed that it's 1.6. But now, what was the intent of that person who stabbed you? To destroy you, to kill you? Was it by mistake or there was an intention to destroy you? If the intention was meant to destroy you, the person is diabolical. It's devilish. It's an evil person, satanic.
Papayano, please, why I define that Obema KJ is that let's rule out Obema KJ because it is poison. It is poison that is added to Obema KJ. So if there's anything like, if it was Makoje, they will see poisonous stain on his bloodstream or the sample they've got. Do you understand?
Yeah, you're making sense.
They are telling you that they cannot even find blood. What are you saying here? That they can't see blood have dried in his body.
Man, what type of report are they bringing to us? Because I can't just add it up. Like, I can't add it up. Why are you bringing this type
In
of
the grave, we could still see blood in the grave, but they are saying their blood don't dry
So where
out.
all the blood gets dried?
How did they get this thing that they are saying that this nonsense, the paracetamol that they sing? How did they see the paracetamol? This nonsense, the paracetamol that they sing. How did they see the paracetamol?
Or should we say that the whole blood, the whole blood bled out profusely?
No, Lady Harris, sorry, please.
They
You
had
know,
mentioned
I keep
before
make mentioning
that
of
the
this.
nurse will speak. Is someone speaking?
Yeah. Before
Guys, you guys have to. This is the way you argue. There some things just let it slide, please. I mean, I can't believe
Wait, safe.
I was listening. You guys been diabolical for a long time. You guys shouldn't be doing this. Not good.
before we could prove a report coming from a professional wrong, we should have another professional who would have an in-depth about that thing, coming up with a sample or with an examine. That's when we can prove a report wrong. We can't just say, oh, jumping into a conclusion for now because we didn't have any evidence to prove them wrong. So if they said, oh, there is no blood, the body is getting rotten, then on which form are we coming up?
Prince,
to come to
hold on,
prove them
Prince.
wrong?
Papriano, can you bring African TV up? He was at the inquest, live and direct.
Okay, let me come to the side.
It's right there.
Let me bring the big screen 1 minute. Obema Kenjin. I hope he came with his own Obema Kenjin. Because we are going there now.
Don't bring up the market again.
Let it be now. You see, we have to look at every option. We are not just focusing, guys.
Now what?
I want to let us know something, right? We are not settling our thought one area. We are looking at different possible area. Everybody look at your own. If your own good, lawyers are going to use it. Anyway, it's a way. So we are going to expand the different ways. Go on. Welcome, African TV, back again. Paparano Human Rights Radio and Television 19.5 FM.
Papariano, where are you calling from?
Abrano, good evening.
Welcome back.
How are you?
Just get up. Sorry. Let me mute.
How is everybody? Good evening, Paprano.
Good evening.
Good evening, African TV.
Yeah, I just got home from Ikorodu,
Good evening.
and
You're
I
welcome.
don't know. Yeah, I don't know what you guys are talking about, but I just want to give you my 2 cents, 2 cents on what happened today. So today I feel so sad. I think Mohbad today we lost the case. We have to start all over. Why are these idiots blowing their horn now? I'm outside. So anyhow, the point is today, cause of death unascertained. Write that down. Cause of death unknown. That is the summary, the conclusion of today. And I believe between Paprano and I, we already knew this day was coming. Half of it was that we thought they would put it on the nurse. I want to say the lawyers working on the nurse, today they have a good reason to fight for the nurse because they mentioned 3 substances found in Mohbad and they were all under normal prescription, normal dose. And I'm sad because they said cause of death unknown, unascertained. And if you really follow the procedure, I believe the governor of Lagos State stated that because the facility was destroyed during NSAS, they sent this autopsy to whether UK or US. The person that came today to give the report is from Lasut in Ikeja. No reference to pathology or toxicology from abroad. He specifically mentioned about 5 other doctors in Lasut that were involved in preparing their so-called pathologist report and toxicology report. The IPO and even Blessing Aloba was involved, included in their procedure. There was no reference to anything overseas, which means they've been giving us fabu, big fabu, about UK or America toxicology report. That's the first bombshell for me. And the worst bombshell is they really are raping the dead body of Mohbad. If we don't fight harder and we don't fight stronger, Nigeria is going to remain the same and Mohbad is not getting any justice. Baba Mohbad was crying. He left the courtroom, went to his car, and was in his car crying. I wasn't going to cry because I already knew this was going to happen. The other aspect that I thought and 3 substances. I don't have my notebook here. So I don't have those names of the so-called substances found in Mohbad. But by their own, they found 3 substances, and those substances were under normal dosage. So, nurse is definitely walking free from what I heard today, if they follow that line of thoughts. But how do you tell me you don't know the cause of death? They claim that the dead body or the body was decaying. You needed 24 hours to retrieve the blood to get accurate sampling. And this pathologist was not on the scene until about 9 days. You know, it was the same person that was giving the order for the exhumation of Mohbad. It was giving the order for exhumation of Mohbad, and that took place about 9 days after he was announced.
Tomi Ari was not there. The chief medical examiner who came last March.
The
The chief
person that
medical examiner
spoke
of
today,
Lagos State, who told us the result is coming from abroad.
Paprano, the person that spoke today, I don't have my notes, so I'm not able to give you names here.
He claimed to be the one. He claimed to be the one that was giving the court order for the exhumation and pathologist report. That was his statement. He was giving the order from the defrost, which is from the state CID. So according to his testimony, he was the primary contact from the state CID to do the exhumation, and he along with about 5 other doctors at LASUT conducted the pathologist report or the postmortem report. What you need to take.
Let me ask you a question before you move on, please. Something just popped into my head right now. If they sent the toxicology away, we don't have the laboratory to run all those tests and stuff like that. These people that came to tell us, transcribe the results, where are they getting their training from? Because that means, obviously, they have not really been practicing. They just...
Let me stop you. Hold on. This man, according to his testimony, has been practicing, I think, since 2014 or maybe for 14 years. And what you need to hold on to is that about 5 or 6 doctors from LASUT conducted this toxicology and pathologist report. There is a difference. They do pathology, then they send to toxicology. No reference to overseas company or government involvement, which means they did this in Lagos, Ikeja. And they were telling us all along that it was sent abroad. Another thing you need to hold on to, they played videos of the postmortem, and according to them, they were not able to see clearly the injury on Mohbad. They were not able to see clearly the injury of Mohbad, but they were able to see clearly the tattoo. The tattoo. They were not able to give us information about the brain, components of the brain, what was involved. And when he was speaking earlier, he mentioned that part of their job is to dissect all parts of the body, including the brain. I remember writing that down clearly, including the brain. And they put it together and stitch it together. But when under cross-examination, they did not do anything to the brain. Look, guys, let's forget all the big story and toxicology, pathology, and all the grammar. The point is, they have told us they don't know the cause of death. After 8 months, they don't know the cause of death, and they did not go abroad because they did not make any reference to overseas. Everything was done here according to the man's statement. So where do we go from here, people? Mohbad is not getting justice. Baba Mohbad was crying. He walked out of the courtroom right after this man, the pathologist, right after he spoke. Baba Mohbad walked out and he stayed in his vehicle until he left the premises. So where do we go, guys? That's my report for now. I wanted to honor you, Paprano, and bring your audience.
You gave me now.
African team, thank you so much.
What you gave me now, according to for me, we have to start all over. First of all, I don't like your intro by saying we lost the case today. I don't like that statement. But we have to just, this is inconclusive or whatever word they used. They didn't say it's not there. They didn't say the poison is not there. They didn't say this is not there. They said it's inconclusive. What was the word again they used? Unascertainable. They cannot ascertain. They cannot ascertain it. Hold on. I know what it means. They cannot ascertain the cause of death.
Inconclusive. That's the word. Inconclusive.
I know. That, God. I know what, hold on, Moses. I know what the word means. What I'm saying is they said they cannot ascertain. That does not mean they are not there. Okay? Or if you use the word inconclusive, that means they cannot conclude. It does not mean it's not there. So we
No,
need to
wait. We are missing this. We are missing these things. In medical terms, when the term inconclusive is used or unascertained, it means that after conducting internal and external examination, they cannot establish a cause of death.
I understand.
They
I
can't
got it.
establish.
That's exactly what I said.
Exactly. So they
But
can't
what I'm
establish
saying
the
is
cause
that
of
if they cannot establish it, it doesn't mean that is the end. If you send sample to the lab, they will tell you we can run the test. We cannot conclude on this test because it's not conclusive. You can resend your sample. You can resend your sample. So we have to start all over. We have to start all over with this. So that is why I'm saying don't use the word we lost. We don't
Okay,
lose.
listen.
That one is taken away. That's taken away. I mean, we take that
Let
one.
me tell you why we
We
use the
don't
word we
believe in
lost.
that.
Let me tell you why
Let's
we
not
use the word we lost.
please. No. Let's not justify it. It's not. It's a wrong word. It's a wrong word. We don't want to focus on that word, please. Nobody lost any case.
Africa Television. Good
Yes, very
evening,
much.
sir.
Let's go.
Toxicology and autopsy is just a scientific part of the evidence. The wounds is just a scientific evidence, part of the case. So we just do not have a conclusive. It does not mean it's not there. It does not mean it is there. It's just what it means. Inconclusive. We can
If they are findings, they cannot.
we
Maybe
cannot
you want to put that word on Google so that you can clarify it. I don't want to misuse that word. Inconclusive or unascertained is used after the pathologists have done an investigation on internal and external organs, okay, and then they can't find a cause of death. They use the word cause of death. They can't do it. It's impossible with them to find out the cause of death. So now,
that's what I'm saying. I'm using it contextually because
yes.
they cannot find it. It does not mean there is no cause. But I can find it does not mean it's not there. I just cannot find it. So you guys go find it.
Exactly.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. So we have to
Let us just stick on what they have said. Let us stick on what they have said.
Yes, I can find it. You go look for it. That's what it is. So if somebody come tomorrow and said
The way
this,
it works usually when the pathologist can't find the cause of death is the inquest that will not establish the cause of death based on testimonies that has been given.
thank you. That's what I'm saying.
Take all the converging stories and they will conclude on it maybe in the next inquest. Go on.
Papariano, let me just chip in something. Good evening, everybody. Africa Television, good evening, sir.
Good evening, my brother. Good evening. Thank you.
Yeah, I think you were sitting at my back in the court, right?
Moses, I know it's you.
Yeah, good evening, sir. And I think when you went out, I had a section with the magistrate and the group of lawyers in the court. And my question observation boils down to omissions on the pathology report. And I think probably you'll be able to respond to it here. And the objection I raised in the court was that the pathology reports given to us only gave analysis on the brain, and there was no analysis on the skull. And the pointer of my argument was that somebody could, in the course of a fight, fall down, hit the head on the floor, hit the head on the wall, and became unconscious, and from there pass on. So can the pathology reports, can the pathology tests now reveal such occurrences and incidents? And that was my argument with the and the magistrates, that the pathology report is not complete. So I put it across to every one of us to dissect. That's number one. Number two, the pathologists made it clear to us that number one, the body was buried without medical embalming, which made the body to start decomposing immediately after the burial. And they exhumed the body 12 days after he was buried. And it was already decomposing. And they could not find blood in the body.
Sorry. Did you say they exhumed the body 9 days after Mohbad died? That is exactly 8 days after he was buried. He was buried on the 13th. He was buried on the 13th, and they exhumed him on the 21st. That is 8 days.
Yeah, that was 8 days.
After he was buried.
After he was buried. And he made us to understand.
No, 9 days. 9 days after. Died on the 13 plus 7, 20, 21. 8 days after he was buried. 9 days after he died.
8 days after he was buried. 9 days after he died.
As they claim.
He made us to they claim, right? And he made us to understand that at the point of exhuming, the body was already decomposing, and they could not find blood in the body to help them further on their investigation. So my point of argument number 2 is that if you say you want to go and conduct a counter autopsy, the present autopsy has already said the body had already started decomposing, which hindered them from getting an absolute result on their pathology examination. So if you are now saying that we have to start all over again to go and conduct a pathology test, I don't know how that can be possible. And the doctor, number 3, made it known to us that since the results could not ascertain the cause of the death, he is now saying that we have to look at external factors that can now correlate with the reports they are having with them. Probably it can now help the matter further. And he said the toxicology was taken out. And I think it was Smith that asked if the result of the toxicology can help the results further. And the doctor now said that with advanced technology and machines that were not available in our country, probably the toxicology report could be a little bit different from the pathology report and could help the matter further. So those are the 4 issues that we need to deal with for real.
Moses.
Yes, sir.
I stepped outside after the pathologist.
Yeah, you stepped outside.
Now, did he mention anything about anything being performed abroad? Did he mention anything after?
Yeah. When you left, he spoke about toxicology, and he said toxicology
abroad,
was
yes or no? Abroad.
Yes. He said toxicology was taken out, and probably with the help of advanced technology, they might be able to get a something different from pathology report that they have. But
does that mean we're still waiting for another report from abroad? Yes or no?
With what he said, I think invariably that is what he's referring to. Because if there is no
let's get this right. Moses, you might be using the wrong language. Are you saying that he's ascertaining that even with the fact that they were able to use advanced technology from abroad, yet they cannot find the cause of death? Is that what you are saying? Or you said that they still want to go and use advanced technology?
He was saying that toxicology, okay, the toxicology and pathology report, are they the same thing?
No.
So the man was saying that with help of advanced technology and machines, probably there might be a little different from the pathology report from the toxicology report. So that was the way he said it, that I put it to you.
We need to get a citizen. We need a citizen.
Yeah, that was the way he put it.
Moses, so what you're saying is we're expecting another
autopsy report or autopsy or toxicology. There's a difference between autopsy report and toxicology report. But a pathology is somebody, who is specialized in conducting postmortems, is focused on fluids, organs, internal, external, and all of these things. That's the pathologist's job.
Okay.
So whatever result he came to give there, he's a pathologist. He's the one who can give that submission.
Okay.
So the organs, that is the body, internal, external, while the liquids, the blood analysis taken to the lab, that one is a toxicology. To check poison, to check whether all of these things, whether it was poison, injection, medicines, all of those things are seen in the blood. If this pathology you're talking about, if we talk about what they found in mobile blood, then it's talking about toxicology now. It's only to toxicology you can know what is found in the blood.
Okay. The question could now be if the test is now taken abroad, could we get a result that is different from what we have now? Probably that was what the person that asked that question was referring to, if I may get it right.
Who asked the question?
It was number one, the State Council asked that question, and I think Professor Smith also asked question after the state.
That if it was taken abroad,
if it was taken abroad, could it be that we can get a result that is different from the pathology report? And he was saying that probably maybe with the help of advanced technology and machine, maybe that was I remember proper.
Moses,
Yeah.
sorry to come in.
Okay.
I have to step aside to organize the press conference. What you're saying is not clear, and I want you to be clear. Answer me clear. Did you gather from the pathologist that we are still waiting for a result from abroad, or he's just insinuating?
Okay, let me put it. I've put it to you the way the doctor put it. It was a cross-examination, and the question was that if the test is conducted probably somewhere else, probably in abroad, could we get a result that is different from what we have now? And the man was saying maybe with the help of machines and advanced technology, probably we might have a result, but might not be far different from what we have now. That was the way he put it.
Thank you, Moses. You cleared it up, because from the beginning to the end, that man mentioned that they did pathology and toxicology, and he gave us the result as unascertained. So what you're referring to now is, if it would have been done abroad, we may have gotten a different answer. So I put it to the house that all this while, Lagos State Governor, Nigerian police, telling us that the result was sent abroad, it's nothing but boo-boo. Because the man that spoke, he gave introduction, his biography, his experience in the industry. He gave us lecture on all the elements and what it contains to do post-mortem, or you call it pathology. And he told us clearly that they did the pathology and toxicology of Mohbad. And he never made mention of anything being sent abroad. And I don't like to miss facts. Anybody can prove me wrong if that man said they sent anything abroad.
Maybe they will send abroad when we start a new result. But again, based on what we have known, the body was already decaying, and according to his testimony, that doctor, he said, for us to get a good result, the blood sample needed to be retrieved within 48 hours. That is the best professional standard all over the world. If you want to do a pathology, toxicology, you needed to collect the blood sample within 24 hours. And this man made it clear to us that Mohbad's body was already decomposing. Therefore, we cannot get any accurate result. Now, if they had sent it abroad, maybe we would have gotten a better result than what we have today. So for justice for Mohbad people, we need to begin to think, number one, they lied to us from the beginning. It never went outside. Number two, how do we get outside? And if we get it outside, are we not already compromised by the fact that the body is decaying?
Okay, Africa Television, I wrote something down. For clarification purpose, and I will read it here. And I will call the pathology tomorrow to clarify this. We had interaction after the court, and I took his number. And this was the statement. After he said, cause of death uncertain. That was what he used to end his presentation. And he now said, I read the way he said it, US for toxicology, because states has no equipment. That was the way he said. I wrote it, US for toxicology, because states has no equipment, nothing contributory. That was the way I wrote it down on my paper. That was the way he put it down. And I'll call him tomorrow. I will clarify this particular statement. He said the state does not have equipment, and there is something in US, and that thing is toxicology. I wrote it there. So for point of clarification, I will call him tomorrow and I will confirm this particular statement so that we can get clarification.
Sorry, you call who? Who you calling?
The doctor, the pathologist.
Okay, you have his number?
I have his number. I took his number after the court, and then I'll call him for confirmation. Yeah.
Let's get that clear, because when he gave his introduction and he introduced the procedure, he never mentioned anything about going abroad. He clearly said, yeah, he mentioned about when the registrar at LASUT was in attendance when they did it. He never mentioned anything about overseas. So I would also like to start mention blessing. Mosi, did you not mention blessing? Moses, are you there? Moses, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
I can hear you. He mentioned blessing, Aloba. Hello?
Yes, go ahead.
He mentioned Chris O.
There is noise now. Let's control the noise. So we can enjoy this. Let's minimize the noise.
Paprano, sorry, this point is very important. Please, Paprano, please. Go ahead. Who did he mention?
No, he has said it before now. He was here before. He said blessing was there when they extract the samples from a Mohbad body. I mean, we all know these things now. Blessing and Loba. Are you not aware of it? At the time they went to extract Mohbad sample, Blessing and Loba went with them when the autopsy was done. The autopsy.
Hello. He mentioned from State CID we have Chris Onyechi. They use LASUT facility. Dr. Sami from LASUT was there. Festus Emugu from Unilag. Dr. Ibenwa. STCID, Onayemi, Dr. Onayemi was there. The sister, which is Blessing Aloba, was there. And they all conduct a gross trying sample and proceeded to take a permission from the CP and the lawsuits before they kickstart the tests. And after the tests, all samples taken out of the body was returned back there. So those are the people that was present during the test.
All right. I thank you for clarifying that position. And none of those people were abroad in the US or UK. And again, I'm drawing the point that we were told these samples were sent overseas from the police department, from the governor's position, when the governor attacked the citizens that they burned down the facility during NSAS. So if this was done in lawsuit, why were we being told about US or UK? And this man did not mention that any of these CPs or Aloba were
African
aware of
TV,
any information.
so that we can control this, okay? And people don't get misinformed. There's a situation where they are talking about autopsy, because autopsy can only be done in Nigeria, and is a facility of Lagos State that will be used during autopsy. So now, why toxicology? Because in the toxicology, they talked about they found paracetamol, they find ceftriaxone, all of those things that they find in Mohbad body. If they didn't do toxicology, they will not find it. So at the time they give toxicology report, I don't know whether you were at the time, but autopsy, they've got to use, Lagos State facility. And in this case, Lasso University.
Okay.
So maybe that is what we're talking about. And those are the doctors present.
Paprano, the doctor mentioned 3 substances found in Mohbad's body. And all those substances were under normal.
Wura was okay. Wura, send the request, Maboloke. Wura, send the request, Maboloke.
Yeah, Wura was there as well. Now, the doctor said those 3 substances were under normal dosage.
Yeah, Wura, Maboloke, no, tell them, Wura.
And those substances were discovered under toxicology. So if those substances were discovered under toxicology, were they toxicologically done in Nigeria or abroad?
Okay, now, Wura, but what you go see, she work bo toxicology done abroad, anything abroad.
Yeah, he said it was done abroad now. Moses is right. Comrade Moses is right. He said they took the toxicology abroad because of the toxicology forensic and DNA center that got burnt. So,
yeah, tell us from the show you get your paper for that. Tell us from the toxicology, what are the things you jotted? Anything toxicology, go on.
He said paracetamol, normal range.
One.
Acetamin, that is protein.